this. I respect the shit out of my dad. I just can't fuck with him. We're on two different. My dad is stuck in the '70s. My dad pimped women, so dope. I remember my dad used to wear a little necklace that had a valve on it. It was cocaine, and every time he won, that's how acceptable it was back then.
Ready? Welcome back to another episode of Lifeandtimestv City. I got a great friend. Guys came into my life, helped me out, gave me some mentorship. He has his own company. He's done a lot of great things with his life, but he's also went through some turmoil. And kind of a co-worker of mine, in a sense. I have Michael Hill Jr. in the building, and I want to say thanks for coming out, man, and taking your time to do this and talk about. You get a chance to tell your story and the things that you've been through.
I appreciate the invite, man. I've always been interested in doing something like this, writing a book, on a large scale. And I think sometimes that's my downfall. I set goals like really, really high and can't reach them. So I've been learning how to pull back on some of that. But I admire all this type of work, and I support it.
So before we get into your story, can you tell me what it is you do, or tell the people what it is you do? What is your company?
Yeah, it's really strange. It's a security company, but it is more of it. We're not doing hardcore security. We do a soft approach. In terms of, we're not the company that wants to cause harm or tase somebody or beat them up, and we're the tough people. We're the guys or the model that I have tried to instill in my guys is that we want to help these people because we understand what it is that's putting them in the position they're in now. Mm-hmm. In some cases, people don't really understand, and it's different opinions, but I see it firsthand, so I appreciate it more in the moment, and it allows me not to feel threatened or like I have to show dominance or anything. It's okay that someone's yelling at me or because they're going through whatever they're going through. I think it's bigger than a lot of people really see, and I think that's what I've been kind of blessed with, to have that vision or that understanding that this isn't a moment to go, this is a moment to stand down, and it's not about you. But it's really odd how it all came to that. I started the security business through a detail shop. It's really.
Oh yeah, you use the detail cards, right? Okay.
And so, when I worked, man, it goes. It's deep. It goes all the way back.
Well, you got your security company, so let's start it off. Where are you born? Where are you from?
Hutchinson, Kansas.
You're from Hutch, born and raised.
Born and raised.
Okay. Were you raised with your mother, your father? Were they split up? My parents got divorced when I was, in middle school or so. What was your household dynamic like?
Wasn't no father. I've had several people in my life that dated my mother, but I had a stepfather, and that's kind of who I still call dad today. So I did have a male model growing up, but it wasn't consistent.
Gotcha.
So, but I did stay every summer with my stepfather from age 8 or 9 all the way up until high school, and I moved to Colorado. Spent 6.5 years, in Aurora, Colorado. So I understand that city piece too.
Okay.
You know, I can adapt in situations.
Okay. What was growing up in Hutch for you as a child?
Yeah. So it's funny because growing up, I was kind of a soft kind of guy. My oldest sister used to put hands on me. Yeah.
Like playing around, or like when you got in trouble?
Yeah, it was whatever. Playing around
Yeah.
serious, she won every
Okay.
time. Yeah. It's all right.
Oh, okay.
That's the shit that built me, you know,
Yeah.
that I didn't know it then, but
Yeah.
it was kind of forming my character, who I am now. But yeah, my mother kind of got tired of seeing me be a little
You cuss.
little bitch, you know. Quit coming here telling, goddamn,
Yeah.
do something, you know. And I could never. She was just even today she thinks she's the shit.
Yeah.
She can't get me now, but long story short, I got my ass whooped daily, and my mother got tired of that, and she put me into boxing.
Okay.
I started boxing at the age of 6, and I enjoy telling this story, but there's a piece of it that when I share it, it kind of nudges me off my square a little bit, because it was like, you know, when you know something and you just know the outcome could have been what if. But I was very turned out that was my lottery ticket, and I ripped it up and threw it away.
That's how I feel about baseball.
Yeah, I was very talented, and I'm not saying this to like tug on my own, you know, toot my own horn or whatever, but a lot of people have told me that you missed your calling. And there's a little depression with that when I talk about nudging me off my square, you know, because I know it. I was good enough to be the next Mayweather of my era, you know. So I tricked out, you know, got involved with the drugs, and it just took me for a different little spin.
How? So you started boxing at 6, and you got into drugs. What is the interval?
So when I was 6, I boxed with, I mean, that's grade school.
Yeah.
All the way up until middle school, high school. So I was like, I think I ended with like a 360 something wins to 5
rounds
fights.
What?
Yeah, I've had over like 300 something amateur fights, and I've lost like 5 of them. Yeah. So
you never got a chance to turn pro though?
Never did. I won 2 Golden Glove championships, silver mitten championship. Silver mitten is basically you're not old enough to fight in the gloves.
Okay.
So it's just a step down and up, whatever. And then I had a chance from one of the wins from the Golden Glove championship. I had a chance to fight in nationals. To fight, if I won the nationals, I would have fought in the Olympics. So that's my
out of Hutch.
Yeah, out of Hutch. Yeah, out of Hutch. And the people back in my era that are still around, it's funny because that's what they remember me by, and I think.
What's your fighter
name? Hitman Hearns. They call me Hitman Tiny Hearns. Seriously.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So you're in high school, you go to Hutch High and all that. Mm-hmm. When was the turn? And excuse me. Was it an accident or was it a reason?
No, well, so, you know, I'm huge on accountability and things like that. I don't want to say it was an accident, because I had choices. What it was in the beginning was fun. Smoked a little weed, you know, drank some beer, parties, and, you know, chasing the women and all that. That was fun. Mm-hmm.
What age are you?
Freshman. I smoked marijuana a couple of times in my like 7th grade, 8th grade year.
And you're still boxing through this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any other, besides boxing, are you basketball, are you football, baseball? Like, are you a regular kid?
Athletic?
Yeah, are you a regular kid? Like, I'm going to just do sports, or are you into anything else?
So I knew early that, I mean, I could go hold my own on the court back then.
Yeah.
And play, pick up ball at the Y and, whatever we, Elmdale, whatever, we would go hoop. I mean, I could do that. But I quickly knew when everyone else was feeding or eating football and basketball and baseball, I was in the gym. I knew that's where, that was my sport. Yeah.
So now you start drinking and
just partying, man, just being a kid,
yeah.
Just being a kid. And I will tell you that, I got different views today. 54 years old, my views aren't the same as they were then. But back then, man, it was the thing. People were partying. We used to buy an ounce of weed. We call it 4 fingers. That's how we would know we had a whole ounce of weed. And me and my daughter's mom and her uncle and a couple other people, we all pitch in $5, and get a sack of weed. And we'd ride around Hutchinson smoking weed. And that was fun, man. But what happened was, and this is where my views kind of differ a little bit, but you smoke weed, man, I believe that it affects your ability to reason. And what I mean by that, back then, it affected my ability to reason. I never thought that it would put me in situations that would lead to something more dangerous.
Okay.
So,
because it was just weed.
It's because it's just weed, but what it was doing was affecting my ability to make good decisions on, if I know you're a bad guy, I'm smoking weed and having fun and we're kicking and we're connecting, but you're selling, beating up people, robbing people, and now you got a little cocaine, That's how it started. I wasn't able to say, man, I shouldn't be fucking with this dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's
in all kind of shit. I need to go a different way, but I was pulled in from the hype, and I tried a little cocaine, snorting, and
at what age?
16. What? Yeah, 16.
And you're still
boxing and everything,
going to class, going to school.
I dropped out my junior year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cocaine quickly grabbed me.
That young.
Yeah, so it's to me, this is my version. I think that anyone that tries it's gonna love it. It's designed to do that. All drugs, you got a headache, you take aspirin. It's designed to make you feel better.
Gotcha.
And so when you try cocaine, marijuana, alcohol, it's all feels right. It feels right, and so you spend a lifetime chasing that moment.
So you living with your mom, and your stepdad still there, or
They separated when they were like married 2 or 3 years.
So, do your mom and your sister know?
No, they didn't know. I think my mom knew that me and my sister, smoked weed or something, but it wasn't. That wasn't the that wasn't the issue back then. It was, if you were not getting in trouble, or I'm not trying to say that my mother condoned me smoking weed or knew about it.
But she wasn't causing problems.
Right. So she didn't really know that I was smoking weed, but if she, when I can remember a time that my mother found out that I was smoking weed, and she asked me, you smoking weed? I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, okay. Think you're grown? You know that speech?
Yeah.
So again, I'm not saying she was happy, but I think when looking back, you smoke a little weed versus all the other shit you could be getting into.
Yeah. The lesser
Yeah.
Sure.
But
the cocaine makes you. It takes over to the point where you just like, I'm not into school. Is that the transition or?
No, dropping out was part of, if I'm just going to be really honest, thinking back, it probably was the fact that I was developing an addiction, but not knowing. Meaning that I was participating in that behavior. So now, if you're participating in hanging out, snorting cocaine, getting high, messing with women, you surely don't got time for school.
You got other priorities.
Right. And so, but we learned later that the priorities was my addiction.
Gotcha.
It was feeding and growing.
So, how are you supporting? Because cocaine is not a. Yeah. I've never smoked. Never smoked a cigarette, never smoked weed. So I don't really know the ins and outs of it. So my question is like, from an ignorant standpoint of not knowing, I feel like buying weed is a little bit cheaper than buying cocaine.
Yeah.
So how are you at 16, 17 years old getting a hold of cocaine? So
you're right. It's rich man's high and a poor man's drug. Mm-hmm. But back then, you got to remember, gas was what, 95.
Yeah.
95.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I don't know what it is today, but back then we paid like $700 for an ounce of cocaine. Now it's probably $3,000. You know what I mean? Okay. So when you talk about expensive, we were working jobs. We had little McDonald's jobs and things like that, but it was plentiful. Everyone had it. Okay. So eventually it had to steal, because you're right, it gets expensive. That it lasts for 15, 20 minutes. I thought it was just some bullshit, but it was the truth. When I analyzed it and broke it down, they say that when you first try a drug, and I'm referring to cocaine, when I first smoked it in crack form, it was the best high I've ever had in my life. Made me feel good. So now I say, how can something so good be so bad? Because you spend literally the first time you try it, you're like, I like this. Mm-hmm. And every time you get high, you're looking for that same feeling. That same feeling. You chase it, and it never comes.
So for clarity, when you say cocaine, you're talking about snorting or smoking crack?
When I first started, it was powder.
Okay.
Yeah, it progressed to hanging out with people that were putting baking soda and cooking it, selling it, smoking it. And yeah, that was in my era. That's what it was. People were smoking crack.
So was it a party? Was it a first time? Was it a girl? It was like, hey, try this. Like, what made you say, I'm gonna do this form and then I'm gonna do this form?
I'm naive, didn't know no better. My people that I would say I looked up to or had some influence over me one way or the other, try this. I'll just be honest with you. Not that I was being dishonest. I was with a girl, and I won't say her name, but we were dating in high school, and I lived with my uncle at the time, and my uncle and my aunt were in the back smoking crack. I have never experienced it other than snorting powder.
Sure.
And so when I went to the back to get some blankets, because me and old girl was going to chill out in the front room, they were in there, and I walked in and I scared them, basically spooked them. They was nervous as a motherfucker. I'll never forget the day. It's very vivid. You want to try this? What is it? Just try it. Well, it's my uncle, my aunt. They're not going to hurt me. I look up to him. Passes me a little pipe or whatever it was, and I tried it. And probably about 7 hours later, I forget that old girl's even out there. I went out there and she had a note. She left me a note that says, "When you get your life together, call me." I haven't seen her since.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how good it is. It's very, very powerful.
Okay, so by this time you're done with high school.
Yeah.
You quit high school.
Yeah.
You just working odd jobs.
Mm-hmm.
What is is there still a goal? Do you have a path, or you're just trying to get day by day to?
Yeah, I didn't have a path.
And are you done with boxing?
Well, that's funny you ask that. We'll get back to that question when we're done with boxing. I didn't have a path. My path back then was partying, hanging out, and chasing girls. And honestly, when I look back right now, I don't know what the hell I was doing. I was lost, bro. I was lost.
Did you have anybody? Okay, your uncle offered you crack. Is there anybody like trying to tell you, bro, don't open that door, don't go down that road? Like,
who could tell me that?
Nobody.
My mom. She was my mother, no doubt. She doesn't want to see her baby suffering, but she can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
My dad wasn't there. Everybody else was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. So, yeah, it wasn't one of them deals where you want everyone to know that. You know what I mean? You had your circle of people that accepted it, and you had the ones that didn't.
So, before we get back to the boxing question.
Sure.
And if you don't want to divulge, you can say, I don't want to enter that. What is the relationship, or what is the dynamic with your biological father?
So, yeah, I'm good. We can talk about that. We don't have a relationship because, I didn't really get into this, but my dad is not an ideal model for a male figure or a woman. I mean, my dad grew up in Kansas City. And as I say this, I respect the shit out of my dad. I just can't fuck with him. We're on two different, my dad is stuck in the 70s, my dad pimped women, so dope. I remember my dad used to wear a little necklace that had a valve on it. It was cocaine, and every time he won, that's how acceptable it was back then. It was the shit, I remember my dad tooting in front of me. I'll never forget that, But yeah, today.
So you would see him sporadically?
Yeah, just when he'd come into town. My dad was Las Vegas, California, all that. He was when people say, "Oh, he's pimping," literally he was a pimp. A real live pimp. Good at it. Mm-hmm. 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6 women. All living together.
And you were aware of this?
Yeah. I'm Mike Hill Jr. So imagine that if I'm aware that everyone on the community knows what my dad is and what he's about. So when someone says to me, "Hey, what's your name, young man?" I'm Mike Hill.
That's crazy, because, not crazy, but we had a conversation. I don't remember who we were talking about, and you were like, "Yeah, Mike Hill Jr." And you put emphasis
on that,
on the junior, and I'm a junior,
mm-hmm.
But I don't.
Right, because there's a bad piece attached to that if you don't attach the junior.
Now it makes sense to me.
If people say Mike Hill, wait a minute, I can see it. I see it.
Yeah. And
I am. It's come accustomed. Junior Mount.
Gotcha.
Oh, is Mike Hill Sr. your dad? And they're looking for that answer.
Yeah.
And what I love about that answer is that he's still my dad.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you or anyone else disrespect him, especially in front of me.
Yeah.
So I say it proudly. Yeah, he's my dad. Mm-hmm. And secretly, I hope that what I'm doing can help change people's views about him.
Gotcha.
Call him what you want. He raised a good kid. Here I am.
There you go, because you still came from him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I came from him.
So, relationship-wise, was there a pull between your stepdad and was there conflict between your stepdad and your biological dad?
For them two?
Yeah.
No, my dad thinks different. He don't his women slept with thousands of people. I mean, he didn't care if my mother was dating someone else.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't. For a person to be able to be okay with putting someone through what he was putting them women through, he wouldn't give a damn who my mom was dating. Gotcha. They weren't together. Okay. You know? Now, still to this day, they love each other. You can't tell everyone can tell when they're around each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I like to use the word I'm over it. You know, I'm over it. Shit.
So back to boxing. How did that end, or what happened with that?
So, excuse me. Boxing saved my life. And I never knew that until later on when I started getting better. Everything that I did from the age 6 to right now, my life today, boxing is a big piece of why I was able to do what I did. And so when you talk about recovery, you talk about dedication, motivation, determination, all these things. And when I was boxing, one of the biggest things that I learned was discipline. Gotcha. Discipline to condition my body, to not cheat when the coach says, give me 100 push-ups, don't give him 80 and tell him you did 100. You do all of them. Mm-hmm. Even if it takes you for hours to do it. I was that guy. I was conditioned. Am I normal? Yeah. There's times that I cheated myself, really. I didn't cheat no one else but myself. If I said I did 7 rounds and only did 6, mm-hmm. I'm not cheating no one else. Really don't matter. You're just asking a question and you're going off what I'm telling you I did. So I'm cheating myself. And I digested that shit. That is what I grew up. That is what I know today. Boxing is not fighting, it's chess. It's chess. And one of the things about chess is that if you can stay 2 or 3 heads ahead of your opponent, then you're probably going to be victorious. If you're thinking 3 steps ahead, or 4 in some cases, and this person's playing one piece at a time, he's not going to win. He's not going to beat this guy, in my opinion. So, but the reason I say it saved my life is because when I started getting clean, that is what I tapped into, that same energy. I know how to train myself to not eat bad things during training. I know how to discipline myself from not going out and because I got a fight next week or next month to stay home and while everyone else is having fun, I'm eating right, training, and well, before the drugs kicked in, that's what I was doing, mm-hmm. But it saved me in terms of I can do this. If I can do that, I can do it. So the same skills that I learned from boxing are still being implemented daily in my life. So I'm still a fighter. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so moving on, what happens from 17, 18?
Yeah, basically the drugs started kicking into where it was becoming, I don't want to say a distraction, but like a huge problem. No longer working, quitting jobs, and wanting to party more, wanting to get high more. I'm leaning more towards the cocaine. I'm trying everything throughout my daily functionings consists of how am I going to get my next high.
And does your family know at this time?
Oh yeah. They know. Yeah, they watched it. They were there from the beginning to the end. Watching me go through that shit. But during that time, my life was, when I first started, it was fun. I'm just going to be honest. It was fun. It was so much fun, I made a career out of it. 20 fucking years of it.
20 years?
20 years of fucking smoking crack and robbing and stealing and whatever I could do to get it. Yeah, it became, it consumed my life. It was who I was. Do you guys know Tiny? Oh, yeah. Shit, even for watching, he'll take it. He'll steal from you. And that was me.
So that was your process.
Yeah, I quickly understood that people were designed to give you whatever they had if they were under pressure to do that. Care who you are, think about this. If I know you carry thousands of dollars in your pocket just because that's who you are, you always got a couple grand on you, I would take it from you. I would put my gun on you and take it. Even you knowing who I was. I didn't care. Give me your shit. And I knew that. I knew that if you were smart, you was going to give it to me. So I'm not proud of that, but that is part of the game. And I used to tell people all the time, that dude snitched on me. Woo, woo, woo. That's what he's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of the game. Don't get mad. The police are going to do what they got to do to get you. If you're harming the community, you're robbing and stealing, whatever, they're going to do that.
So, I'm not, please understand, I'm trying to word it right.
You're fine.
How are you successful that long at being that? Meaning not get, like robbing, like if you said you did it that long, so you must have been you were doing something wrong, but you were doing it right in order to have longevity.
So
does that make sense?
It does, but I don't want you to overthink it because there's also charisma. I was able to girlfriends and talk my way. I've always had the gift of gab, and so when I'm saying robbing people, I've done that, but I'm also saying that I was very good at making friends, and if you're my friend and you got money and you're getting high too, then you're getting me high as well.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it wasn't always just about going out robbing and being a stick-up kid. I had a pretty good charisma. I just think that back then and even now I have the ability to use that for good or bad.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I can talk anyone, I feel like, out of something. Back then I talked dope man out of all of this shit. Let me get some of that, man. I got some shit going on next week. It's gonna be huge, man. Just front me the ounce and I'll get you back. You know I'm good for it. It's me and you, baby. Don't worry about you don't got a job. Have I ever had one? Why is this a problem? If you fuck with me, I fuck with you. You know,
you got him rethinking everything.
Yeah, and check this out. Not only that, if you fuck with me today, I'm gonna give you an extra $500 just for trusting me. Come on, man, give me that shit.
Let's go.
Give it to me. Quit playing. And then I ain't paying him. Not that I set out that way.
Yeah.
But if you just let me do that, and I'm not even thinking like this. I'm just like, why would I give you what I owe you when I'm the one that has the problem? If I give you back your shit, I'm just going to come ask for it again. So let's just be done with me.
Be done with me?
Yeah, don't ask me. Don't give me nothing else.
I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah. I'm just being honest, bro. Makes sense, don't it?
It does. It
does. Fucked up way, it makes sense.
Like,
I'm
trying to help you, bro.
Are you gonna kill me?
Yeah.
I mean, as fucked up as I am, I owe you. Are you really ready to kill me for that?
Yeah, you gonna go through all that and have to deal with the police and all that.
And I use that to my advantage. He ain't really. This nigga ain't gonna really kill me. I'm gonna take all of his shit, not pay him back. I'm gonna tell him I'm paying back, but I'm not. He knows me. He knows I'm jacked up right now. He knows that he just took a chance. You know, he's gonna have to eat that one.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking shit like, really, how can I pay you when I gotta worry about getting my next fix? Come on, man. Don't even make sense. Quit fucking with me.
What was a very bad situation you put yourself in that you can think of? That maybe you didn't think you was gonna get out of.
So I got out of prison in 2010. That case that I got out in 2010 was supposed to have been a life sentence for me. I was supposed to never get out. And the reason I say that is because in 1998, I caught a robbery charge and I went to prison for it. And you got to take them out. Oh, sorry. I caught a robbery charge and I went to prison in 98 and at the age of 25. And I think I did like 6 years and got out. And through that whole time, I ended up catching 2 more robberies. And somehow 3 strikes you're out type of deal. The robbery in 98, and I caught 2 of them in 07 while I was on parole for the 98 robbery. Long story short, and this is where my life really starts to take a different turn. Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, I did all the shit they said I did. I did it. I did it. I was guilty.
Okay. Hold that spot. Did you try to fight it the first time?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you. So the very first robbery in 1998, I actually got community corrections for it.
Okay.
Because I was on probation for something else, and I violated my probation. But while I was out violating, I was committing these robberies. So they had sent DNA off for these robberies, but hadn't communicated to the judge or the prosecutors what they were doing. And so when I violated for a dirty way for that one case, just call it possession of something, whatever, they sent me to boot camp. That was my punishment. Instead of prison, we're going to send you to boot camp. If you make it out of boot camp, you got to come back home. Okay. If you don't, you're just going to go do your sentence and we'll be done. So anyway, in boot camp, you had to have a red hat to graduate. And it's military shit. Sure. So I ended up getting my red hat and graduating. Like there's 2 graduations, your green hat, and if you choose and want to go higher, you can get your red hat. If you get your red hat, you're the shit. Mm-hmm. You're probably going to succeed. So long story short, when I got out of boot camp, they arrested me for another robbery. And I got found guilty. And when it was time for me to stand up, this is the robbery 98, I told the judge, Your Honor, it's apparent that I've been found guilty of a serious crime. I says, but my only problem with that today, with being found guilty, is that they knew before they sent me to boot camp to give me a chance to be better and come back into society and never reoffend. They knew that before they sent me there. I says, but they weren't betting that I would make it. I says, Your Honor, I got my red hat. I made it. I went a step higher. She says, Mr. Hill, I've already read and have a seat. And she says, I think he's right. Why did we send him there? And it's right here in black and white. He was the top of his class. We're not sending him to prison on our air. We're going to give him corrections, and I left. I got out that day.
Okay. So light bulb didn't go off?
Nah, man. Fucking kidding me? What the hell are you talking about? They fucked up.
That's what you thinking?
That's what I know.
Oh. Okay, you get off you at.
Yeah, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
You got to remember when I'm saying this, I'm addicted.
But you didn't. Please don't.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, you didn't withdraw or change your mindset in boot camp.
So here's what I want you to understand about addiction.
Okay.
It's there. It's just not active.
Okay.
It's there.
Gotcha.
Because when we're talking about addiction, when I say it's there, who are you? Mike Hill Jr. Oh, your dad's Mike Hill. All that's in here.
Mm-hmm.
And so that addiction is what keeps that suppressed.
Okay.
So every time you start feeling bad about your life and who the fuck you are and what you've done, you get high. So I was clean because I'm out of boot camp. I want to do the right thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it don't take long.
Okay, so you get off on that technicality or whatever was supposed to happen. What are you doing now?
I don't think you heard me.
How long?
20 years.
No. How long before you start back using again when you walk out the courtroom?
I don't know. Let me just tell you this. When I got community corrections, it wasn't long before I was in prison. I violated.
Okay.
So I end up going to do my prison. When I said I went to prison in 98, I went to prison in 98 because I couldn't make it from the day that I got corrections for the robbery because of boot camp. Okay. So 6 months later, I was in prison for violating after the judge let me out.
What is that? What are those first days?
Yeah, they were, the goal was, motherfucker, you just got a break. Sit your ass down, get you a job, quit doing what you're doing. For whatever reason, I was the guy that says, I just did it wrong this time. This is what I should have did. Wow. I would have, if I get high maybe twice a week instead of 37 times a week, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can laugh. Yeah, I want you to laugh because it's the reality of where I've been and where I'm at now.
So you get back to. Do you have a moment where you're like, damn, now I'm really fucked up. I'm in prison.
Yeah, I had clarity. I was in prison one day, and it dawned on me. I went to the bathroom because I didn't want to be weak in front of everyone in the dorms, in the prison setting. I went to the bathroom. It hit me hard. I fucked up. I can't even call my mom and tell her to come get me. It was bad. But again, I've always been this dude. Like, I was able to suck it up and accept it because I did it. And that's one of my weaknesses, I think. And I don't really think it's a weakness. I think it's a strength, actually, because if I did it, I can't try to tell the world that you did it. It was me. I'm not going to let you fall for anything I've done. I'm just accountable. I mean, now I'm not the guy that's going to go do some unlawful shit and then go tell on myself. I'm not doing that. But if you got me, you got me. I'm not going to fight it in terms of, I'm smart enough to know the system, and when they got you, they got you. I know. But I've just always been that way. I'll give you a little story. I walked into the quick shop